Hi there, I'm Roger. Welcome back to the channel. I've got some pretty neat upgrade today. I'm pretty excited about it. I've been kind of waiting for this a long time. And as you can tell, I'm kind of a heavy guy. So I like steak and potato and beer. And so after about 20 miles of riding my IceBear and countless hours of upgrading things here and there, I decided that I wanted to do a safety upgrade, and that is tires and rims. And so I decided that the 10-inch rims and tires were just a little bit too small, for my liking, especially when you come to potholes and things like that. So let me show you what I've decided to go with. So this is a 12-inch rim. This is an aluminum rim. It's a tubeless tire, and this allows, of course, a larger tire and a wider tire. So this is much taller and wider than the factory tire. The stock tire is about 16.5 inches tall, and this one's about 18.5 in diameter. So that's roughly about a 12% increase in diameter of the tire. So that's going to allow a couple of things that are pretty important for me. One, it's going to be able to absorb potholes and roll over them easier without jarring the bike and myself so much. Two, it's going to have a little bit better grip because of the wider tread. And then it's also going to give me a little bit more top speed with the proper horsepower from the motor. Now, I've already done the NIBBI 22 millimeter upgrade and the big bore exhaust, but I have some other things planned in the future, so we'll see what kind of change it makes on the speed. So today I'm going to go through the mounting of these rims and tires on the bike. I'm going to polish them because they've got a little soap and some items on the rim itself from when they were mounted. I got these from Bart Moto, and these are I went ahead and paid for the mounting, and I had them do the beads inside for balancing. So they're dynamic beads, and so there's no weights that are visible on the rim itself. Of course, this isn't a 200-mile-an-hour bike yet, and so the beads, counteract the imbalance in the tire and the rim. So those are actually already inside of here. I went ahead and paid them to do that for me. May do it myself in the future, but these are already mounted that way. So when we go to mount these, you're going to see that the mounting tabs right here that mount to the factory hubs is thicker. So be aware that you're going to have to get some longer bolts because the factory ones are not going to work. This will bolt right up to the factory hub, but the bolts that are on the factory hub are too short. So I went ahead and got the stainless steel bolts. So let me show you a little bit more here in a second. So you can see that the tread pattern is much wider than the factory 10-inch. It's got a little bit larger knobs. They're a little bit deeper for off-road. The tire that I picked is an IRC. There we go. It's an IRC, and it's actually a 120 by 70 by 12. There you can see it right there. And so that's I'm told that's that'll fit with proper clearance for the forks, both front and on the back of my IceBear, the swing arm back here. So we'll find out here in just a few minutes. This is the existing clearance, so that's gonna get a little tighter because it's an inch taller this way and an inch taller that way for a total of 2 inches. So it'll change the look of the bike quite a bit. Now the other thing that's important about this is that I wanted to make sure that I got a DOT certified tire, which is Department of Transportation, because you know, as you can tell, this looks like a knobby tire for like a dirt bike, but if you get pulled over, at least here in Texas, it's important to have the DOT stamp on the tire. If you don't, you may wind up getting a ticket for, if the officer thinks it's an off-road tire, and then you've got to go to court, and it's just a big mess. So with the DOT on there, it's actually a pretty good deal that it's actually stamped on there. So I wanted that. The other thing just to be aware of is that this particular brand tire has a rotation, and there's one rotation for the rear use, which is this way, and then for the front, the rotation is that way. So you've got to mount these in the proper orientation. Of course, the rims only go on one way because of this ledge right there, and so they're both mounted the same when you get them, but one will go on the front, one will go on the back. You'll see that, you know, on the front the bolts are on this side, and on the back the bolt is on the opposite side. So that'll get the rotations correct. Just make sure you put the front one on the front and the rear one on the rear. Okay, these are products that I love. Everybody's got their favorite polishing and compounding material and waxes and things of that nature. And usually my go-to for really heavy oxidized things is this Blue Magic. It's a pretty good metal polishing cream. It works really well. But the only thing about this one is that as you put it on, it tends to dry out pretty quick. And then, you know, once these waxes and creams start to dry, they're a booger to get off. And so I use a product from Griot. Griot makes excellent creams and compounds and waxes and sealants. And this is kind of them in order. There's a compound, a fast correcting cream for heavy scratches on your hoods and things of that. Correcting cream, I've got these out of order here. A perfecting cream, a finishing sealant, and a polywax. And no, I'm not going to use all of these and bore y'all. I'm going to just go straight to the perfecting cream, and that's all I'm going to use. These rims are in excellent shape. I did get some from another supplier that were not as nice as the ones from Bart Moto. Bart Moto has some really high quality rims, and I highly recommend that you get yours from them, whether you're going to go with the black finish or the shiny aluminum like I did. Now the big thing about these is that you put them on like any other kind of wax, but the material that's in them has an extremely long working time. So you can put, like, for example, if you're doing a hood of a car, you can put some of this on and you've got a working time that's, you know, easily 5 minutes, and it's not going to dry out. So it actually wipes off a lot easier because the working time's so long. You can get a lot more work out of it, spend more time getting the scratches and what have you out of the paint surface. But these are good, so I'm just going to touch them up with the perfecting cream. So I thought I'd show you a little bit of what the rims look like when I got them. I don't know if you can see this on camera, but there's some little minor marks and scuffing, tiny stuff, here and there. So I'm going to be working to get that out, and pretty much going to focus on doing it all by hand. But I do have my Dremel tool with a soft cloth wheel on it that gets down in all these cracks real easy, and so I'll be doing that a little bit here and there, and then I'll show you the end product. Notice it gets this bead really nice. You can get down in these edges really good. Doesn't wear out your finger. And just going over it, just kind of smooth it all out, and then I'll go back and get the any little spots that may need to be addressed specifically. If you don't have one of these tools, which I think almost everybody does, I kind of highly recommend you get one. It sure makes the work a lot easier. Okay. It kind of gives you an idea. Now we're going to go on to the mounting and then the writing. Looking forward to it. And here it is. Here's the back wheels. Plenty of clearance, as you can see right there. Plenty of clearance. Front wheel. Nice looking. Nice looking. And the back wheel. Looking good. See how many miles on it. $28. There's some, a little bit more close-up views. And I'll be working on getting me a little more fender clearance on here in the next week and a half. Here's the back, plenty of clearance back here. There's that clearance there again by the fork. So no problems here. So the ride was actually a little bit better, and so tomorrow I'll be able to get a little bit more mileage on it. So I'll get back with you, but anyway, so if you made it this far, thanks for watching. If you like what you see, give me a thumbs up, subscribe, and pass it to any of your friends, and because I've got more stuff coming. All right, y'all take care.